my life, people have been telling me that. Anya Rosen, you're a dreamer. Anya, why is it always you who makes the mess, who causes the trouble? Ever since I was a little girl, people have been telling me to be some other way than what I am. Especially Papa. One day, I asked him if I could read his paper. And he told me, girls don't care about the news. And then, when he came home from work, he saw me sitting in the stoop talking politics with the men. And he grabbed me away, and he said, girls don't discuss anything. And when I told him I wanted to go to high school, he said,
girls don't need an education. They need a husband.
And that's when I told him I was never going to get married.
Which is when I said, Anya, girls always get married.
But, Papa, what if there was something else I wanted to do?
Like what? Be president?
Maybe.
Anya, girls get married. They have children and their husbands take care of them. That's the way things are done. That's the way things have always been done.
But what if the husband dies, like you did?
Then your children take care of you.
What if the children can't take care of you or won't?
Then you have too many questions.
Papa, don't you want things to change? For me, for the family.
Change isn't always good. At least now you know what you've got. If things change, they might get worse.
Well, they could get better.
And what if they get worse before they get better?
Well, maybe it'll be worth it.
So now you're telling me you, a girl of 17 with no education and no money, is going to change the world all by yourself?
Well, if I don't, then who will?
Anya, you're a dreamer.
She's so sick. She might die if we can't get the medicine she needs. We'll help you. Each one of us will put in a few cents.
None of you's got a few cents. Now get in there. I got stranded around here all day playing nuts maker and an immigrant brat. Now what are you waiting for?
You didn't say you'd be taking jobs away from other girls.
You want to walk or not?
Not like this. Give me a sign. Margaret, don't say one of them. Well, what if I am?
Then you're a traitor.
Come on, go.
Take your hands off me.
Watch your mouth, Gail. I can put my hands wherever I like.
Is that how you want to be talked to, Margaret? Is that how you want to be treated for the rest of your life?
You know it's not, but Pa said if I come home without a job, I don't come home. It's like I said before, there's only one side.
All right, Gales. What's it gonna be? In there or out here?
We're not going to go back into that factory until Mr. Johansson listens to us.
And you'll be standing here until Hades freezes over. Take care of him, Stoll.
With pleasure. Come on, boys.
So you tried it on your own, Anya Rosen.
What are you doing here?
And who are you? One of the bloody strikebreakers?
This is Joe Russo from the Women's Garment Workers Union, who told me to go home and darn socks instead of going on strike.
And you should have listened to me.
Who told you we were in here, Mr. Russo?
No one. Your wildcat strikes in all the morning papers.
Bridget Feeney. In the papers. With the Vanderbilts.
And the obituaries?
The matron said we couldn't have any visitors.
She said we couldn't have anything.
See, she wouldn't even give Clara the cup of the water.
She had to let me see you. I told her I was a lawyer.
We don't need a lawyer.
Yes, we do.
Fine, we do, but not you.
Well, you don't have a lawyer. You have a law student.
Then tell us. Why were we arrested? We weren't the ones doing wrong.
See, we were just making the strike.
If you have enough dough, you can get anything you want in this city. Need a cop to look the other way? Find the right one. Hand him a cigar. With a $100 bill wrapped around it. Need a favor from a judge? There's plenty of them for sale.
Does everyone do it then? All the higher-ups?
Lots more than don't. Bankers, builders.
Factory owners.
The matron said she would let you out if you paid your fine.
$10 or 10 days for each of us.
As if we had 10 bloody dollars between us.
It's 9 more nights. It'll be all right, Clara.
I asked her about your Hansons and some of the other Sharpest bankers too. It's all like you said.
And you were surprised?
Find a rich husband, Anya. Quit the factory, leave the east side, have a decent life.
Rich husbands. That's your answer for us. There aren't enough rich men in the world for all of the factory girls.
That's my answer for you. I'm only here to tell you I'm sorry I ended this way.
It's not ended. I'm going back to the factory and back on strike.
Those thugs were just giving you a warning the other day. Next time they'll split your skulls open.
I am not
You
afraid.
should be. I knew a boy once. He was picketing his factory just like you. Until those hired guerrillas showed up. They beat him up so bad, he couldn't talk for weeks. He couldn't walk for months.
And was he scared off? That boy that you knew.
That's not the point. It's different for a woman.
It is not! It is not different for a woman!
I told you, Anya. I told you again and again where all your big ideas would lead you. I asked you, what is it you want, Anya? The moon from the sky?
Don't you see, Papa? Right now, we're just dust on the ground. But I want to see the stars.
On behalf of the International Ladies Garment Workers Union, I welcome all of yous to Cooper Union Hall.
This is where Mr. Abraham Lincoln himself made a speech. See?
Yes, indeed he did. Thank you, young lady.
You're very much welcome.
This meeting was called due to the continuing wildcat strike at Johansson Shirtwaist Factory.
And the bloody miracle it is too.
Listen, in response to this strike, many other factories have had girls walk out. There's even been talk of this union supporting a citywide strike. Look, okay, I appreciate the girls' enthusiasm, but I don't think they understand the magnitude of such an undertaking. New York has over 30,000 girls employed in over 600 shirtwaist factories.
So what?
So, no male workers have ever pulled off a full-scale strike of such size. As for females, women are simply not capable of bearing the relentless, exhausting demands of a lengthy strike.
We've been managed both demands for months already.
Indeed we have. We went out back in August and it's November now. The cold is shaking in our bones and the rain is soaking through our shoes. But we haven't given up, now have we?
And what happens when winter comes? Will you keep marching in the cold and the snow? Look, most of you don't even have winter coats. And you certainly can't afford to buy them.
Anger. That's what will keep us warm.
Look. It is the natural order of things that women should be led, not lead. Therefore, I move that this union refuse to listen to any more of these silly demands for a general strike.
And I move that we not listen to another bloody word out of your mouth.
What do you think? You're not a member of this union.
Well, then I'll join. We'll all join. And we'll show you a thing or two.
So I suppose you have the $1.50 it takes to join?
Oh, because you did.
Of course they don't. They can pay out their dues 10 cents a week just like the rest of us. They're garment workers. They have a right to join the Garment Workers Union.
He's right. There. There's my first dime. Now don't go wasting it. This is the last money I got.
Most of you know me, but for those who don't, I'm Joe Russo. I'm an organizer for this union. The only way these girls can get better wages and fair treatment is to tie up the shirtwaist trade. And the only way they can do that is for this union to call a general strike against the entire industry.
A strike against that's the only way.
I say the girls are right.
Of course we're right.
I say one of those girls stood up here and spoke to us. I say it's time we heard from Anya Rosen.
Yes, Anya, speak for us.
Just who is Anya Rosen?
She's the one who started this strike, you ignorant man.
I haven't said much tonight.
You haven't said much at all.
That's right. I haven't. But that's because the time for talk is over. It's time to ask for what we want and fight to get it.
This is ridiculous.
It is not.
It is. How did these girls know what they want? They're not even women yet. Look at them. They're just children. Just children.
If we're old enough to work in a factory for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, then we should be old enough to know what we want.
Yes, we do.
Right. And what we want is justice and fairness. If we can hold out, it's not just the shirtwaist girls who will win. It's all of you.
I move that starting tomorrow morning, this union supports a general strike against all the industries for all the girls in New York City.
Yes.
Everyone.
I hear no seconds. If there are no seconds, the motion dies.
I second it.
The motion is carried.
Pledge with me, all of you. Pledge the Hebrew oath. If I turn traitor to the cause I now pledge, may this hand wither from the arm I raise. If I turn traitor to the cause I now pledge, may this hand wither from the arm I raise. If I turn traitor to the cause I now pledge, may this hand wither from the arm I raise.
What you're presuming to tell this court, Miss some immigrant name, I know.
My name is Anya Rosen, Your Honor, and yes, my parents immigrated from Russia.
What you're presuming to tell this court, Miss Rosen, is that a band of thugs came out of nowhere.
We know where they came from, alright?
Silence. A band of thugs came out of nowhere, beat you, and when New York City policemen arrived at the scene, they arrested you. Is that what you're telling this court?
Yes, that is what happened.
Miss Rosen, do you really expect this court to believe that New York City policemen arrest innocent people?
We don't expect to be believed, no. That's the way of it.
You're out of order.
You're gonna put a muzzle on me? Go ahead and send me back to Ireland.
That can be arranged.
Your Honor, peaceful picketing of the workplace is a guaranteed right.
I do not need the child of immigrants to tell me the law.
You need someone to tell you something.
May I speak, Your Honor?
Of course, Mr. Roth. The court is always ready to listen to an upstanding citizen, such as yourself. One more outburst and I will have the perpetrator forcibly removed. Is that understood? Pray proceed, Mr. Roth.
Now, Yana, you can see how these girls are. They've been bothering the workers at Johansson for months now, and you know what a fine man Mr. Johansson is.
A true credit to our community. Order!
This strike's been stopping business all over town, so sure, every now and again we bring in some outside help to try and talk some sense into the girls, but there's nothing violent about any of it.
That's a lie and you know it! Yes.
I warn you! Babe, remove that woman!
You can't keep doing that! You're gonna judge
Do you have a witness to your statement, Mr. Roth? Russo, we've been over this. You do not have the right to object to anything.
Someone needs to speak for these girls.
Then let them hire someone.
The union did hire somebody. You won't let them speak.
I told you, I had to conduct a further investigation of his credentials.
You mean you had to trump up some phony excuse to keep him out?
Insult me again, Mr. Russo, and I will personally see that you never practice law in this state. Mr. Stoll, do you swear everything Mr. Rothman said is true?
I absolutely 100% swear.
Thank you.
Now, the thing of it is, Yana, these gals, they stop a business around town. They get carted off to the local jail.
Are you saying these girls are a public nuisance?
Well, what I'm saying is that I personally can't see a nickel's worth of difference between the strikers and, streetwalkers.
Order! I am ready to pass sentence.
Your Honor, we request permission to address the bench.
Miss Van Meer!
And Miss Vandercourt.
Ladies, I'm sure your parents wouldn't want you caught up, let us say, involved in these proceedings. You can leave through my chambers. No one's even know you were here.
We want everyone to know we're here. We're in complete sympathy with these strikers, and we demand to be sentenced with them.
You do not know what's going to happen.
We said we would stand with you, and we will.
But there are extenuating, let us say, mitigating circumstances.
Our family's money, you mean?
I mean, I have no reason to put you in jail.
Then we'll give you one. Judge Powell, you are an immoral.
How dare you!
Law
You
breaker.
are incontent!
Boring old windbag.
You shall have your wish, ladies. Your thanks may be a bit premature. Will the other defendants please rise? Before I pass sentence, a fair warning to all other strikers that if you proceed in your behavior, you shall receive the exact same punishment I am handing down to these girls. That is, in light of their conduct on the picket line, in sight of previous arrests, and what I have seen and heard in this courtroom, they shall immediately begin to spend 2 months with no possibility of parole on the women's workhouse on Blackwell Island.
Blackwell's Island is full of dopers and drunks and prostitutes.
And now it shall be dealt with strike. Baby, remove the prisoner. Have a pleasant 2 months, girl.
Joe. I was so full of big words, Joe. You told me. Now I'm scared. As scared as you said I should be.
You'll make it through this.
Why are we doing this, Joe? Why are we cold and hungry and tired? Papa? You knew this would happen, didn't you? You knew! Why are we doing this, Joe? Why?
It's the dreams that make it hard. You think you're in one place, and then you're and when you wake up, you're in another. I keep dreaming I'm back in County Monaghan, and everything is green.
The dreams are the worst of it.
The waking up from the dreams.
The food's the worst of it. The raw potatoes and moldy bread, pink and gristle for dinner.
The way your stomach twists and knocks after you eat.
The cold's the worst of it. Scrubbing down the walls with bare hands, that's the worst of it.
Six of us. And they give us one bucket for a toilet. And they won't even let us empty it every day.
The smell's the worst of it. It seeps right into your skin.
No, the rats are the worst of it. I can hear them during the day scratching the walls. I can feel them watching me, waiting.
And at night, when they come out,
They crawl over your face and arms.
Do you remember the girl who was with us those first few nights? She hardly said a word. She has the white lung too.
She'll be in Papa's field now.
She made me promise I wouldn't forget her. Now promise me you won't forget us.
Clara, you will be all right. Once you get out of here, once you feel the sun again.
I'm never getting out of here, and we all know it.
I'm so sorry, Clara. I'm so sorry you're in here. That's the worst of it. Laying in the bed every night, just listening. Listening to Clara getting sicker every day. To Lenore crying.
I don't.
You do every night.
I cry too. I cry for my mother. Like when I was little.
My mother and sisters, they're living off of charity. On what the neighbors give them from hand to mouth. That's the worst of it.
Well, once we win the strike, you'll have enough money to help them.
We're not going to win.
Don't tell us that, Anya!
They won't let us win.
You can't say that, Anya. You can't tell yourself that.
Take what you get and keep your mouth shut. That's what they told me. And I didn't listen because I thought that I knew. Because I thought I was the smartest, because I was always the smartest. But now I don't know anymore. I don't even know why we tried.
You have to know so that you can tell us.
All I ever gave you were dreams.
And it was dreams that brought me to America, Anya. Dreams that brought me to the picket line.
That brought you here.
That's right. And here is where we show them what we're made of.
Dreams aren't enough anymore. I can't even believe in dreams anymore.
Dreams are the only practicality that is. When there is nothing else left.
I had a dream of the new world. I have it still.
Then let's sing of your dream.
Sing? Here?
Here. Now. They're up there. They're waiting to hear us crying. They're waiting for the sound of our tears. But I say we give them the sound of our singing.
I sing the song of the society. can do it, can care about something.
And I see my mother and her mother before her and her mother before her. They all sang the song of a potato. But I sing the song of the shirtwaist. And a finer, better song it is altogether.
I sing the song of the New World.
I sing the song of County Monaghan.
I sing the song of Sarah. God told her to go out of her land, the land of her birth, to a place that he would show her. And she did, and she made it hers.
I sing of Ruth Stein, and I sing of Sarah, and
And I say, let them hear our song all over the tubes.
and the drawling into the parlor, and up the rivers. I sing the rest of the fiddle and the smell. I sing the song of that overflowing bucket.
I sing the song of the jail and the thugs.
And of the judge, and of the Mr. Mighty Johansson.
Oh, Clara, look! We're singing in the tunes! And we're dancing! Sing with us, Clara! 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 I sing. I sing the song of Clara. And I sing the song of the strike.
The strike.
And I sing the song of the immigrants.
The immigrants.
And I sing the song of the tenements.
The tenements.
And I sing the song of the East Side.
The East Side.
And I sing my mother's song and my sister's. And I sing of my papa. And I sing of all the daughters of the East Side and all of our sons. And I sing of our strength and our dreams. Our strength and our dreams.
We are into February now, and those girls are still at it.
Fairness, justice, fairness, justice, fairness.
The snow's a foot deep, the wind's blowing them off the feet, and they are still at it.
Fairness, justice, fairness.
Next marching with the IDs, IDs marching with the Jews, next marching with the poor.
I just don't understand it.
Justice, fairness.
We beat them.
Justice,
They vomit and puke their guts out, and the second thing out, they go right back on the picket line.
Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness!
Justice, fairness, almost makes a man afraid.
Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness!
Things have never been fair. Their lives will never be just. They must know that. And yet they are still at it. Go home!
Justice!
Leave this city in peace!
Fairness! Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness!
There's no possible way they can win. It's David against Goliath.
Justice! Fairness!
I could have told you those girls would never give up. I should have told you. Because I knew. Because I know those girls. The machines will rust and the factories close down long before those girls give up. Because they made the same stuff Martin Roth does. The same stuff as Rosie.
Justice! Fairness!
Justice! Fairness! Do you know I had a sister named Rosie? She walked the picket line, Rosie did. Got sent to the tombs too, one of the best. Warden, I went to the tombs to see her. The warden told me she'd been locked up with 6 other girls. Anya Rosen, Lenore Van Meer, Violet Vandercourt, Ruth Stein, Bridget Feeney, Clara.
Fairness! Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness!
I want to see her, that's what I told the warden. I want to see my sister. I'll pay you, just let me see her. The warden said she wasn't in the tombstone. Well, what do you mean, I asked him. I knew she wasn't on the picket line. I want to see her, that's what I told the warden. I want to see my sister. Where is she? Where's Rosie?
Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness!
Pottersfield. My own sister was dead and buried in Pottersfield. The warden told me that she said she didn't have any family. The warden said she didn't have any family. So that's where Rosie is now. Clara, too. Do you know Clara? What am I saying? Of course you didn't. But I did. I know them all. Those girls, they won't stop fighting until they die. I know they won't stop fighting. Because I know what they're fighting for.
Fairness!
Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness! And a place in this world.
Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness! Justice!
The owners, they want to settle. They're offering $6 a week for 10 hours a day, and overtime to work longer.
And the kickbacks to the factory boss?
No more renting your own machines, or the oil, or the thread.
Oh, the chairs, the cranks that we sit on.
From now on, we sit on chairs.
Justice?
Fairness.
Fairness! Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness!
As a direct result of the shirtwaist strike of 1909, 20,000 new members joined the Ladies' Garments Workers Union.
As a direct result of the shirtwaist strike, successful strikes were waged in New York, Chicago, and Milwaukee.
As a direct result of the shirtwaist strike, 60,000 workers waged a successful shirtwaist strike against the men's clothing industry in New York City.
As a direct result of the shirtwaist strike, the New York City police and judicial departments were investigated. As a direct result of the shirtwaist strike of 1909, East Side girls began attending high school in ever larger numbers, and eventually college.
Do you know what the shirtwaist is?
Cotton blouses with high-necked collars and big billowing sleeves. She makes the sleeves. I make the collars and the cuffs.
I make the buttonholes.
And we all snip our own thread.
In the black
Winter of 1909, when we bled and died on the picket line, we showed